base sa Constitution at sa ating rules, no, ng both houses, only the Senate can subpoena the tax records, hindi ang House Committee on Justice. Sa tingin ko, walang nexus na na-establish or link ang prosecution para ipasubpoena itong tax records ng mag-asawang Duterte. Very defective yung articles of impeachment na final ng House, with all due respect. Masyadong blatant and brazen itong House panel. They do not really know what they are doing. Medyo kulang sila sa eksperyensya. Pag inadapt ng depensa ang exhibits ng prosecution, ibig sabihin, there's really a very big problem ang prosecution. Depektibo ang mga ebidensya at ginagamit o pwedeng gamitin laban sa kanila yun. And that severely weakens case like in this particular proceeding. So halos lahat ng ebidensya na minamarkahan nila or ni-request nila ay inadapt ng depensa. So ibig sabihin, their case is really very weak.
Na malawak po ang karanasan sa impeachment. Attorney, ano ho ang masasabi po ninyo sa proseso po ngayon, no, ng pre-trial conference para nga sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara Duterte?
Yung pre-trial, just like a pre-trial in court, parehas yan ang nature and character. However, dito sa sitwasyon natin sa impeachment laban kay VP Sara Duterte, may problema dyan because right from the start, kwinestyon na ng depensa ng mga abogado ng ating butihing Vice President ang legality, ang validity, ang void ng articles of impeachment. So during the pre-trial, nakita natin na ni-raise po yan ng depensa ni Vice President na ikinabahala at ikinagalit raw ng prosecution na sa tingin ko hindi preparado sa mga ganong klaseng mga taktika dahil akala nila sumasang-ayon na ang depensa sa kanila dahil nag-agree na mag-appear sa pre-trial. Remember, nung nag-file ng answer ang Vice President Sara Duterte, it was an answer at cautelam or answer at cautelam, meaning precautionary answer lang yan, Jade at Admar. Hindi ibig sabihin na tuluyang sinabmit ng Vice Presidente ang issue of jurisdiction diyan sa Senate Impeachment Court kasi kini-question nga nila ang invalidity and voidness ng articles of impeachment na final ng House of Representatives. So, yung pre-trial ay naging, in fact, nag-reset sila, no? Nagkaroon ng second pre-trial kasi yung una, more of exchanges siguro sa mga legal matters, sa tingin ko ay pumabor sa depensa.
Opo. Ngayon ay may hirit po yung prosecution. Nabuksan po yung tax records ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Attorney, may legal na basehan ba itong hiling na ito mula sa House Prosecution Panel?
Yun nga ang problema dyan. Kine-question ng depensa because remember, nung nasa House pa ang articles of impeachment, hindi pa nga nabuo nung time na yun dahil may hearing sa House Committee on Justice. Binusisi na ng committee yung mga bagay na hindi dapat nila binusisi. Like for example, sinupina nila yung BIR Commissioner para dalhin yung tax records at ibang mga records ng ibang agencies o opisina para gawing basehan laban sa Vice Presidente dahil nakita nila na mahina yung impeachment complaints laban kay VP Sara. So ngayon, questionable yan because merong prematurity sa action ng House Committee on Justice because only the Senate sitting as an impeachment court. Sa aking experience and base sa Constitution at sa ating rules, no, ng both houses, only the Senate can subpoena the tax records, hindi ang House Committee on Justice. So, hindi nila buksan yan doon sa level nila, pero yung pamamaraan na ginawa nila mukhang foul. And that becomes an issue now because sa tingin ko walang nexus na na-establish or link ang prosecution para ipasubpoena itong tax records ng mag-asawang Duterte. remember, under Article 270 of the National Internal Revenue Code, confidential ang tax records eh. That can only be open or scrutinized in a proper legal proceedings or in impeachment proceedings. However, hindi po yan absolute. Ibig sabihin, kailangan nasa articles of impeachment yung complaint mo or allegation na merong connection between the tax records at saka yung allegation of unlawfully acquired wealth or ill-gotten wealth, so to speak. So, which I doubt dito because very defective yung articles of impeachment na final ng House with all due respect. Kaya sa tingin ko magkakaproblema dito because if there is no nexus or link that can be established by the prosecution, then there is no basis for the request for subpoena.
Opo. Para lang din makarelate po yung ating mga kababayan, tinutukoy pong tax records, attorney, noong panahon na nagsasagawa po ng hearing, yung nasa malaking kahon po yun na hindi po binuksan ng House Committee. Ngayon dito sa pre-trial conference, bago nga magtapos, ngayong araw nga ay inaasahan natin magtatapos itong pre-trial conference, ay gusto ngang buksan, which is, sabi mo, unconstitutional. Hindi po pwedeng during pre-trial buksan itong tax records na ito ng Vice Presidente.
Actually, hindi nila hinihingi na buksan kaagad sa pre-trial. They were requesting na ito ay markahan, may reservation siguro sila sa markings, at i-present sa trial proper ng Senate proceedings. Ang problema lang dito, mula sa simula, walang link itong mga tax records doon sa complaints ng dalawang grupo na nag-file ng impeachment complaints laban kay Vice Presidente Sara Duterte. So ngayon, paano mo ma-justify ang subpoena na hinihingi nitong prosecution panel sa Senado para mapayagan ang pagbukas nitong tax records? Remember also that the tax records are protected by the Data Privacy Act, hindi lang ng Article 270 ng National Internal Revenue Code. So hindi po ito basta-basta. This is a very serious matter which can even be questioned before the Supreme Court in a proper proceeding or petition. So yan ang problema ng House. Hindi sa depensa ang problema. The defense is just doing their work. But the House panel has committed a grave error or a mistake right from the start. Kaya ngayon, medyo sila, in estopel sila. Their action can be questioned now. At saka, if you scrutinize the articles of impeachment nila, very defective. Kasi walang masiyahan yung articles of impeachment dahil hindi naman covered ng ill-gotten wealth allegation na wala naman doon sa articles of, doon sa complaint na pinail ng dalawang grupo way back doon sa House Committee on Justice. So, one defect leads to another and one void proceeding leads to another. Yun ang problema ngayon dito. And the Vice President can always question that in a proper petition before the Supreme Court.
Opo. Yung tax records ay kasama po doon yung kanyang asawa, ang asawa po ng Vice Presidente, attorney, para nga daw sa Article 2, yung unexplained wealth na sinasabi po doon sa Articles of Impeachment. At tinutulan nga ng depensa, sabi, ang argumento ay walang kinalaman doon ang tax records ng asawa sa panunungkulan ng Vice Presidente. Pwede ba niyong maipaliwanag yan para sa kaalaman ng ating mga kababayan?
Remember, Attorney Manscarpio is not a public officer. Neither is he an impeachable officer. Ang public officer at impeachable officer lamang, para sa kaalaman ng lahat, ay si Vice President Sara Duterte. So ngayon, paano ma-justify ng prosecution panel ng House yung paghingi nila ng subpoena na magko-cover doon sa mga tax records ni Attorney Manscarpio? Bawal yan. Because he is not under trial. He is not an impeachable officer. So walang basehan. Second, ay yung privacy ni Attorney Manscarpio will be violated here. Remember, sabi ko nga, protected din ito ng Data Privacy Act aside from Article 270 of the National Internal Revenue Code. So, masyadong blatant and brazen itong House panel. They do not really know what they are doing. Medyo kulang sila sa eksperyensya. In fact, meron pang lumabas na istorya na ang gumagawa ng trabaho nila doon sa pre-trial, ang private prosecutors, which is in violation of the Constitution and the rules. Hindi pwede ang private prosecutors ang gumawa ng lahat ng trabaho ng House panel. They are there only to assist. Jade and Admar, ako naman hindi ako nagtataas ng bangko. I serve as a volunteer counsel sa prosecution sa Corona impeachment. At ako ang in charge for the volunteer private prosecutors group doon sa pre-trial. Pero yung pre-trial, headed by our public prosecutor who is a congressman. Inassist ko lang siya doon. Because you cannot take the role of lead prosecutor if you are just a private volunteer prosecutor. Bawal po yan. Eh kung totoo yun, another blunder yan na nangyari dyan sa pre-trial conference.
Opo, at kinu-question nga ng depensa baga may tangkang baga tangkang ipatanggal bilang ebidensya yung SALN ng Vice Presidente Attorney. So maaari po 'yun dahil sa nakikita po niyo hindi po ganoon kabigat yung ebidensya na 'yan para po sa impeachment laban sa pangalawang pangulo.
Hindi lang 'yon. Yung SALN na 'yan covers periods na hindi pa siya impeachable officer. For example, nung vice mayor siya. So anong connection dyan sa impeachment proceeding? Di ba? So yan ang isang malaking katanungan ngayon kung pwedeng payagan yan. And other objections that are valid na ni-raise na ng depensa sa pre-trial conference at sa kanilang answer at kautela.
Opo. At maaari ho ba pag ako sakali bang papaboran, pabubuksan nga ng Senate Impeachment Court yung kahon na naglalaman ng tax records ng Vice Presidente, automatic ho ba yun talagang maging ebidensya na ng House Prosecution Panel?
Well, the Vice President can always question that in a petition for certiorari and prohibition with temporary restraining order sa kataas-taasang hukuman. Nangyari yan sa Corona impeachment wherein some bank records were blocked through a TRO issued by the Supreme Court. So hindi po yan automatic na akala natin kung mag-request yung House panel ay pwedeng pagbigyan na lang. Kung pagbigyan ng Senate sitting as an impeachment court na walang basehan or in violation of the Constitution, the rules and the laws, including yung Data Privacy Act, ang NIRC, and even yung rights ng private persons dito like Attorney Manscarpio na hindi naman impeachable officer, eh pwede yan harangin ng Korte Suprema because that is also part of the rule of law.
Opo. Paano ho niyo tinitingnan ang dami po ng mga ebidensya, dokumentong dala ng House Prosecution Panel laban po sa Vice Presidente?
Well, they can always produce voluminous records, voluminous documents na wala namang connection sa kanilang articles of impeachment. At hindi naman ibig sabihin na lahat yan ay magiging relevant. Because probably optics lang yan. In fact, karamihan dyan ay inadapt pa ng depensa as part of their evidence. You know, sa experience ko as a trial lawyer before, pag inadapt ng depensa ang exhibits ng prosecution, ibig sabihin, there's really a very big problem ang prosecution. Depektibo ang mga ebidensya at ginagamit o pwedeng gamitin laban sa kanila yon. And that severely weakens case like in this particular proceeding. So halos lahat ng ebidensya na minamarkahan nila or ni-request nila ay inadapt ng depensa. So ibig sabihin, their case is really very weak.
Opo, at sapat ho ba yung panahon para sa pagmamarka doon po sa mga ebidensya na yan? Dami pong ebidensya.
Well, it takes a lot of time. Kung isang araw, dalawang araw, baka hindi sapat. Kung marami, hindi pa yan ebidensya, Jade at Mara, exhibits lang ang tawag namin dyan. Just to be very clear, para malaman ng ating mga mamayan na kung magdala ka ng sako-sako or karton-karton or mali-malitang papel, ebidensya na yan. It can only be considered evidence kung properly admitted in accordance with the rules of evidence and the rules of procedure ng Senado sitting as an impeachment court. So it does not follow, kasi possible na puro lang scrap of paper yan.
Opo, linawin ko lang. Ang matatawag mo lang itong mga dokumentong itong ebidensya during during trial na ng Vice Presidente?
Yes. Tapos kailangan may ruling. Hindi lang basta na-present. Kasi kung walang ruling na ina-admit yan as part of the evidence, eh hindi yan evidence. Yun ang difference between a paper, a document, or a real evidence. Maraming klaseng evidence sa Jade and Admar. We have the so-called documentary evidence, testimonial evidence, real evidence. Yung mga papel na yan, they may kasi hindi pa naman ni rule yan. They may fall under documentary. Tapos yung mga testigo may fall under testimonial depende sa kanilang purpose, no, in presenting them. Tapos meron kasi mga witnesses na pinipresent just to identify, up to there lang ang kanilang role. Hindi talaga sila nag-testify extensively. So, but that falls under testimonial and real evidence. Real evidence like for example a gun weapon or a knife in a crime. Yan, real evidence ang tawag dyan. Or yung pera ng mali-malitang kickbacks. Yan, real evidence ang tawag dyan.
Opo. Pero pag i-extend pa po yung pre-trial conference dahil nga ay hindi pa halos lahat ata o lahat ay namamarkahan, attorney, yung mga exhibits po nilang dala, yung mga dokumento dala laban po sa Vice Presidente, ay kayo pabor din na i-extend muna yung mga araw bago po sa paglilitis ng impeachment po ng Vice Presidente?
Dapat lang. Saka hindi lang marking ang kinakover ng pre-trial, Jada at Mar. Simplification of issues. For example, yung mga objections, kinakover yan. Tapos yung mga grounds for dismissal, kinakover yan. And then yung stipulation of facts, covered yan ng pre-trial conference. So ang pre-trial conference ay malawak po and it takes time. Hindi pwede isa-dalawang araw lang kung sakaling maraming papel, maraming so-called evidence na hindi pa namang evidence preliminarily na gustong markahan.
Pero maaari ho ba yung magdulot ng delay doon sa impeachment trial mismo ng Vice Presidente?
Hindi naman delay yan because that's really part of the proceedings. Hindi naman pwede na bilisan mo lang and then you will sacrifice also justice and you will sacrifice the process just because you are in a hurry. Hindi pwede yan. Parte talaga siya ng proceeding. Yung trial na sinasabi, that is just one stage eh. Bago ka umabot sa trial, kailangan yung pre-trial ay hinog na at tapos na. Otherwise, you go back to pre-trial. You cannot proceed with trial because may problema ka. May mga matters na hindi na-cover doon sa pre-trial. Kaya yung pre-trial is very crucial. Pag void ang pre-trial or hindi tama, you cannot proceed to trial. Kahit sabihin mo, ay matidelay eh. Anong kasalanan ngayon ng publiko dyan? Anong kasalanan ng dipsa kung nag-misfire yung prosecution panel o mali yung pag-handle ng Senate court dyan sa proceeding. So sometimes the matter is legal, sometimes it is factual, sometimes it is mixed. So hindi po pwedeng baliwalain yung pre-trial dahil sasabihin mo lang, madidelay yung trial, kailangan bilisan. No. Otherwise yung trial mo, mapeperwisyo yan and it becomes void.
Hello po, good evening. I'm Lance po from Newswatch Plus. So regarding po dun sa BIR box, safe to say no, the decision on this mangyayari na mismo sa trial proper sa mismong paglilitis?
The motions have already been presented to the court. I understand some oppositions will be filed. So the court may decide that either before or during the first day of the trial. Hindi natin masasabi. Nasa kanila yun.
And then, kanina po, I'd just like to see comment and then perhaps from the lead prosecutor. Earlier, the defense spokesperson, Attorney Michael Poa, said that regarding the appearance of Vice President Duterte on the impeachment trial, he said that depende daw po yun kung kakailanganin, depende sa advice nila bilang mga abogado kung kailangan na mag-appear si VP Sara doon sa mangyayaring paglilitis. Sa inyo po ba, kailangan po bang nandun si VP Sara?
I understand that that is her prerogative, whether to appear or not. And her non-appearance will simply be deemed as an entry of a plea of not guilty. Nevertheless, in my personal opinion, appearing before the impeachment court is likewise a constitutional duty, which public officials must comply. This is what we meant by public offices in public trust, and public officials must be accountable to the people at all times.
Good evening po. I'm Jairo Boleta from Rappler. Just a procedural question. If ever the impeachment court decides to open the box, will they open the box like sila po mismo or will they subpoena the BIR itself to open the box according to tax code po ba or ano po ba implementing rules nun? Thank you po.
For the record, yun pong box na yon ay transmit ng House dito sa Senate when we transmitted the articles of impeachment. So it is in the custody of the Senate. So I don't know, to your question, whether mangangailangan pa ba sila ng subpoena, when in fact, the sealed BIR box is already in the custody of the Senate.
Hello, good evening po. Angelo po pang Bomboradyo. Kung despite na hindi po nabuksan itong BIR box, masasabi niyo pa rin po ba na pumabor sa inyo itong pre-trial?
Definitely. Sapagkat ever since our objective is to finish expeditiously. No? That is why during the first PTC, madaming nire-raise yung defense, which clearly are not within the purview of the pre-trial conference. We opted not to engage with the defense with respect to the issues which are being raised, like the determination of two-thirds threshold, no? The allegation that we did not transmit all the exhibits and documents to the respondent. It was a clear position not to engage with those issues because our objective ever since is to finish this pre-trial conference expeditiously. And that is why we would like to express our thanks to the impeachment court because the goal was achieved. Because just today, the pre-trial conference has been terminated.
Kung isa na lang po, aside po sa napakadaming documents, ano pa po yung ibang nakikita nyo na pinakamalaking hamon kung bakit tumagal po itong pre-trial?
Well, unang-una, kagaya ng binanggit kanina ni Chair Jinky, dun sa marking of evidence, sa isang dokumento po, pwede naman po na both yung prosecution at saka yung defense, sa isang dokumento, pwedeng magmarkahan na parehas dyan para maka-save tayo ng oras. Pero pinilit pa rin po nila na magmarka sila ng sarili nilang dokumento, samantalang parehas lang naman ang nilalaman at content nitong dalawang dokumento. So, kagaya ng kaniyang binabanggit, kung halimbawa yung pagmamarka ng isang dokumento, tumatagal ng 5 minuto, nadodoble. Kasi bukod sa pagmamarka, pipirmahan pa to ng mga both ng prosecution, ng defense, at saka ng mga doon sa impeachment court. So, dumadami at humahaba yung proseso, nadodoble.
Pero kung sabi po ni Attorney Powa kahapon, may incident po daw sa markings na nagkulang po daw yung document nyo ng isang page.
Isolated lang po yun. Hindi naman po sa lahat ng pagkakataon. Nangyayari naman po yan.
Dagdagan ko lang yung sinabi ni Kong Joel, ha? For DEP's document evidencing payment, no? For OVP and DepEd, we're talking about 1,900 plus for DepEd and 2,000 plus for OVP. 4,000 in total, no? So, mamarkahan niya ng prosecution individually. And then because they refuse to agree that we mark in the same document, then they have to mark as well those 4,000 exhibits which likewise form part of their documents. 8,000 in total ang DEPs.
Kongs Mary Monreyes po from One News. Makikitanong lang din po sana, di ba po part ng pre-trial brief po ng prosec yung box? Tama po ba?
That's correct.
Okay po. So how does it work po ba? Nabanggit nyo dapat magpirmahan. So since hindi pumayag ang defense, walang pirmahan nangyari po tungkol doon sa box to be marked?
Well, wala namang permahang mangyayari, no? Except that they manifested their intention to file comment, which we interpreted as objection to our position to open the box. But to your question earlier as to whether that box is part of the pre-trial brief and the manifestation, yes, they are part. Not only the contents, but even the sealed box itself.
Pero hindi naman po ibig sabihin na hindi siya namarkahan. Well, for the record lang din po for soundbite. Hindi naman porket hindi siya namarkahan ngayon, out of the presentation na po siya.
It will be subject to the judgment, prerogative of the impeachment court. But of course, ito po'y karapatan ng sambayan ng Pilipino na makita kung anong nilalaman ng box. Hindi po kami naglakas ng loob sa House because we understand that we are not the impeachment court. But we have the highest regard to the impeachment court na dito makikita na ng sambayan ng Pilipino ang laman ng BIR box. But to our surprise, tinanggihang buksan at tinanggihan ding markahan even the sealed box.
Kong, just a follow-up question on the
Dagdag ko lang
Ay,
po.
sorry po. Sige po. Kong.
But can you ask your follow-up questions? Baka,
Sige po. Just a follow-up question po, Kong. So on the BIR, if ever po, hypothetically, hindi po umayon po yung impeachment court on the prosecution's favor, halimbawa po, hypothetically, would the two articles, specifically on the confidential funds and the unexplained wealth, still stand despite the absence of the BIR? Thank you.
Malakas pa rin ang aming ebidensya dito sa unexplained wealth. In fact, ito ay mas makakadagdag lamang ng linaw. At, well, kagaya po ng binabanggit kanina ni Chair Jinky, hindi naman natin alam kung ano naman ito. Po pwede naman ito ay maging dahilan para ma-justify nila yung kanilang ari-arian. Pero kaya nga nakakalungkot po kanina dahil ang SecGen naman kanina, yung tumatayong clerk of court ng Senate, ay hindi naman po pwedeng magdesisyon. Kaya po ito ay hindi na desisyonan kanina.
yung dag ay umaasa kami na when we file that manifestation with certain proposals, and that includes the opening of the ballot of the BIR box and the inventory of the contents, kasi kailangan malaman na yung laman ng BIR box. Umaasa kami na walang magiging issue doon. Kasi sila mismo, doon din sa kanilang pre-trial brief, ay meron din silang reserve evidence and relating to BIR submissions. So katulad mo sa pre-trial brief na sinubmit ng prosecution, meron doon about tax records and reserve documents, and therefore, ganon din doon sa defense, meron din sila ganon na plano to submit BIR submissions. So why are they refusing now to open and make an inventory and find out the contents of that BIR box? Na sila mismo rin may ganong reservation, may reserve evidence din sila pertaining to BIR submissions. Galing nga yun sa BIR. Nung katulad nung binanggit kanina ni Chair Jinky, ay sinubmit yun ng BIR Commissioner doon sa Justice Committee. Na tinansmit naman ng Justice Committee dito sa Senado. So nandyan na. And karapatan, prerogative ng any party, either or both parties, na magpamarka ng anuman ang intended evidence nila. So yun ang hindi namin po maintindihan kung bakit ginawa pang issue na hindi na dapat kunin or hingin yung permiso ng korte, ng impeachment court, kung nag-agree sana both parties, kung nag-agree yung defense, na buksan na talaga at this point yung BIR box.
Tsaka kung wala naman pong tinatago, buksan na natin yung box. Kung malinis naman po yung kanilang konsyensya, di labas ang ebidensya.
Follow-up question po regarding the marking of the box. Basically, kaya po hindi siya namarkahan kasi may objection from the other camp? Or is it because it's sealed, kaya hindi siya ma-mark as you would the other evidences?
Initially, what we are requesting is the opening. So that after the opening, we will be requesting the contents, the documents inside, to be marked. But since they oppose the opening, we contained with just marking the sealed box. Even the marking of the sealed box was opposed by the defense.
Pero kung how would it work po kung hindi po siya ngayon umusad?
And that is why we registered our reservation as to the marking of the box, including its contents, because we understand that there's a rule that all the evidence must be pre-marked during PTC. Otherwise, you will not be able to present that during the trial. Nevertheless, the records will show that we really tried to have them marked. The contents, and when they oppose, at least the sealed BIR box. Di ko nga maintindihan eh. Kayo ba? Ano bang nakakatakot dun sa selyadong BIR box na mamarkahan lang naman? Di ba?
Kung is it an unusual case po na may certain documentary evidence na hindi na pre-mark? Or dito lang po sa case ng BIR Green Box?
Dito lang, kasi selyado nga yung box. If you will remember, it was presented during the Justice Committee. Pinagdebatehan niya ng Justice members. I think pinagbotohan pa nga. At ang nanalo, wag buksan, i-transmit na lang sa Senado. Of course, we would like to invoke the exclusive power of the Senate to try and decide all impeachment cases. Nasa trial na tayo, di ba? So dapat may kapangyarihan ng impeachment court to open it. And we do not understand kung bakit ito'y hindi bubuksan karapatan ng taong bayan malaman ang laman ng BIR box.
Okay, we will entertain one last question.
Yung sa akin po, procedural lang po. When do we expect the order, and then di pa po magre-respond po kayo? Ano po yung mga babantayan nyo that would warrant a response? Because I understand, pwede rin pong hindi kayo mag-respond kung wala namang dapat sabihin.
The defense was given until tomorrow afternoon to file their comment to our two manifestations, no? Yung isa is our request to specify the purpose for the presentation of documents and witnesses, especially those na kagaya ng sa prosecution. Second is their comment to our second manifestation. That is with respect to the use of English and Filipino as official language for the trial. The participation of the public and private in the presentation of the witness. And ultimately, itong opening of the BIR box. So they were given by the impeachment court until tomorrow afternoon to file their comments, no? And for us naman, naka-file naman yung manifestation namin, we will just be waiting for the PTO, at kung may concern kami on the contents of the pre-trial order, then we are allowed to file our respective comments, both the defense and the prosecution.